These are 10 things you didn't know about Erling Haaland. Haaland may run with the power of a freight train and strike the ball with the force of a missile. But despite his nearly superhuman physique, this guy has faced his share of challenges. During his time at Borussia Dortmund, Haaland struggled with injuries. It was a significant concern not just for him, but also for the club's medical team. Even Manchester City had some doubts when considering the purchase of the powerful Norwegian striker. Since Haaland's arrival, Pep Guardiola has carefully managed his workload, ensuring he's always in top physical shape without overexerting himself. After all, why else would you substitute a player who scores 5 goals in a single Champions League game, 1 goal shy of setting a new record? Haaland's abductor muscle, which caused him trouble at Dortmund, has been closely monitored by City's sports therapist Mario Pafundi, who is responsible for keeping Haaland fit. If Erling goes on to shatter records at City, much of the credit will go to Pafundi for managing his weak spot. But here's another hidden layer to the story. Haaland's father, Alfie, also played for Manchester City. Known for his toughness and hard work, had a reputation for fierce tackles, but his time at City was cut short by injury, limiting him to just 38 appearances over 3 years. He left with a deep affection for the club. When Erling became one of the most sought-after talents in football, many City fans sensed that their club would land his signature. After all, a move to the Premier League, his dad's old stomping ground, seemed almost inevitable. Erling even mentioned that he had been a lifelong City fan, and childhood photos of him wearing a City shirt, and that's not even his weirdest secret. Erling Haaland also has a strange obsession with balls. He's always got his hands on them, on and off the field. And no, get your mind out of the gutter. We're talking about footballs. Haaland's obsession with the game is so deep that he has a bizarre habit. He always sleeps with at least 1 football in his bed. That's right. This goal-scoring machine has admitted to keeping his hat-trick balls close, even while he sleeps. Some people have pets or stuffed animals, but Haaland, he's got his footballs. But this obsession with football goes beyond just collecting match balls. It's a reflection of Haaland's intensely focused, almost obsessive personality when it comes to training and preparation. Everything about his lifestyle points to someone who is entirely dedicated to perfecting their craft. In fact, his commitment even extends to his sleeping habits. Which brings us to another hidden side of the Norwegian superstar. We all know that rest and recovery are crucial for athletes at the top of their game, but Haaland takes this to another level. Like most elite footballers, he follows a strict training regimen. But what you may not know is that his approach to sleep is almost ritualistic. To make sure he winds down completely, Haaland switches off all his electronic devices. No late-night social media scrolling means that friends, family, and even teammates can't get a hold of him at night. It's almost like he vanishes from the world to focus on his recovery. Haaland probably sleeps soundly most nights, but there's one thing that might occasionally keep him awake, something from his past that he'd rather the world didn't know about. Oh, and by the way, stick around because I have a bonus secret to reveal at the end of the video. Now, let's rewind to 2018, when a young Erling Haaland was already making waves as a goal-scoring sensation with Norwegian club Molde. His talent was evident, and he was catching the eyes of scouts from major clubs all across Europe. At the time, Crystal Palace, led by manager Roy Hodgson, was one of the clubs considering a move for the rising star. For just £5 million, Palace had the chance to snap up Haaland at 17 years old. But here's where it gets interesting. Hodgson decided not to go for Haaland. The reason? He didn't think Haaland had the physicality to succeed in the Premier League. Can you imagine that? A player who's now dominating defenses with his size and strength was once considered not physical enough for English football. It's almost hard to believe, especially when you watch Haaland bulldoze through defenders today. Palace fans will forever be left wondering, what if? As Haaland went on to star at Borussia Dortmund before sealing his move to Manchester City. Haaland, of course, got his revenge. Since joining City, he's played Crystal Palace twice in the Premier League and has scored 4 goals against them. It's almost as if he had a personal score to settle with the club that passed on him. A finely tuned machine like Haaland needs careful management, and it's clear he's built his career with discipline and focus. But that rejection from Crystal Palace, that's a secret he definitely wouldn't want you to know. Haaland's fitness is largely due to his relentless training, but there's another key factor: his diet. Haaland's eating habits have been heavily influenced by none other than Cristiano Ronaldo. After a lunch with former United player Patrice Evra, Haaland learned a few secrets about Ronaldo's strict diet. Haaland, already a massive fan of Ronaldo, decided to follow in his idol's footsteps. Like Ronaldo, Haaland sticks to a high-protein, low-fat diet, featuring a lot of fish and chicken. But he has one dietary habit that might make some people cringe. In order to meet his insane 6,000 calorie per day intake, Haaland consumes a hefty amount of not just fish and chicken, but also organs. Kidneys, livers, hearts, you name it. This next secret, though, is one Haaland probably wouldn't want the ladies to know. Haaland is, without a doubt, obsessed with football. This dedication to the game has helped him refine his goal-scoring abilities and sculpt his athletic physique. But it's also made things a little awkward for him off the pitch, particularly in his love life. Known for being a man of few words and a bit shy in press interviews, this awkwardness has carried over to his dating life as well. The problem? Haaland only thinks about one thing: football. He eats, sleeps, breathes, and, well, obsesses over the game. Now, you might assume that a football superstar like Haaland would have no trouble being a ladies' man, but it turns out that's not the case. He has admitted to struggling with romance because his mind is constantly on the next match. He once shared a story about how his football obsession ruined his first date with an Austrian girl. During their meal, he couldn't stop talking about goals, asking questions like, "How many goals do you think I'll score tomorrow?" Understandably, his date was annoyed, wanting him to talk about anything but football. But for Haaland, the love of his life has always been football. He even told her to find someone who plays love, not football. So, what was his solution to his struggles in romance? He started dating a fellow footballer. Haaland reportedly began a relationship with Isabel Hogson Johansson, an 18-year-old footballer. Coincidentally, she used to play for Brine FK, the same club where he started his career. Now, his talk of goals will probably be much more appreciated. Is Haaland perfect? Like his idol Ronaldo, many people assume he is flawless in his discipline. However, here's a dark secret that might surprise you. Haaland loves junk food. Yes, just like Lionel Messi, he enjoys indulging in cheat meals every now and then. While he works hard to maintain his top-tier fitness, it seems even this goal-scoring machine can't resist the occasional burger or slice of pizza. So, despite his incredible dedication to his craft, Haaland still has a soft spot for junk food, proving that even the world's best athletes are human after all. But don't fret, Erling. Those cheat days aren't holding you back. In fact, one of his pre-match rituals involves indulging in a hearty, calorific meal that isn't exactly healthy. It's his father's homemade lasagna, which Erling claims fuels his performance on the pitch. "I've had it before every home game now, and the results speak for themselves, so there must be something special about it. Let's keep it between us and not tell the other strikers in the league." Now listen up, ABBA fans, no offense intended. Who doesn't enjoy a bit of ABBA? As a footballer, you've got an image to maintain, and these young players are all about trends, sporting designer labels, and keeping up with the latest hits. So when Erling joined City and revealed his guilty pleasure of listening to ABBA, his teammates found it hilarious and couldn't resist teasing him. But it gets even better for Haaland. There's a specific song he plays on repeat, both at home and in his car. One thing's for certain, Man City fans are hoping to see Haaland singing that tune while lifting the trophy in May. And don't go anywhere just yet. We have a bonus secret that we're pretty sure has some truth to it. What if Erling Haaland is actually a cyborg? Is there really any other explanation for someone so physically dominating? Haaland seems almost superhuman, perhaps engineered in a lab by his dad, Al, dressed up like a mad scientist. It's alive! It's alive! Programmed to score goals and give defenders endless nightmares.